Hi guys. So I've been kind of nostalgia-y recently, and so I thought today I would take you on a bike tour of my hometown, and we would take in all of the nostalgic sites. So it's kind of a Thoughts from Places hometown edition. Enjoy! This piece of curb caught my bike tire when I was 8 years old. My bike stopped and I kept moving. I flew over the handlebars and broke my thumb. It was fun. This was my pathway to elementary school. This is where I used to lock up my bike. And this is my old public school. And that's my friend from grade 5.
Hi.
This is the playground that we fundraised to get. These are the swings where we used to spend our recesses. And this was the playground. Now it's actually kind of amazing that these water fountains are open because they ceased to open them from the time I was in grade 4. But they're open, and so we're going to have to test to see if the prank that people always played on each other continues to work. So I will be drinking water, completely innocent. Let me turn the other one on. And I'll go bend down. Oh, we're getting the camera wet. We'll bend down. And then I'll get shot in the face because as soon as you turn the other one off, a massive jet of water sprays in your face. Now, walking around here, there are so many things that are the same. But there are a lot of things that are different, like this. This used to be rainbow colored, now it is boring and green. And these are boring kiddie swings that were newly installed. We like our rickety old junk that likes to fall apart. Whoa, story time. So, stories about elementary school.
Yeah.
You got any?
I do. So in grade 4, I moved here and I was very shy. So when I moved here and my teacher assigned me to my desk, I just sat there, I wouldn't talk to anybody. And when someone did talk to me, I kind of froze up.
Deer in headlights!
I was terrified. I wouldn't talk to anybody, nothing.
And then in grade 5, we were in the same class. We weren't in the same grade 4 class, but then we were in the same grade 5 class. And it was weird because there was this new kid that I didn't even know existed that was sitting beside me who wouldn't talk to anybody. And everybody around me would talk. We'd have good times and we'd talk, but we'd start talking to this person over here and it'd just be like, hey, don't talk to me. So she wouldn't talk to anybody. Except just randomly, this one time in art, she just randomly started talking to me. And everybody around me was like, whoa, she's got a voice? This kid knows how to talk?
I do.
What? And so me and one of my other friends at the time, we went and talked to the teacher and asked if we could all be moved to the same group, closer to the back of the classroom. And we did, and we taught this child over here to speak.
And I'm less shy!
Yay, less shy! Now leaving elementary school, heading towards middle school. Why, hello there, middle school. And there's where we locked up our bikes. These portables are in the same spot where I used to have my grade 7 classroom, but they are not the same portables, because the portable I had grade 7 in was not puke yellow. Plus there were way more portables when I was here. And this is the nice shady tree that my group of friends used to sit under during the warm months. So I don't have many stories from this school.
Me neither.
I don't know why. It was a good school, I just don't really remember it. I do have a story from the last day of school, though. On the last day of school, I had ridden my bike to school as I did pretty much every day. But of course, on the last day, I had a flat tire. And the only teachers I could find were the gym teacher, who was like my worst enemy in the world, and the math teacher, who was also my worst enemy in the world. And so I had this flat tire and I couldn't get home. Well, I guess I could have walked my bike home, but that's lame. And I needed help. So I went to my arch nemesis, whatever, and asked them for help. And they were actually really surprisingly awesome. They brought my bike inside and pumped the tire up as big as it would go. And then I rode half the way home on a rapidly deflating tire and then walked the rest of the way. But hey, my arch nemesis were not horrible for like half an hour. It was kind of awesome. Got any memories from this school?
Grade 7 camp.
Grade 7 camp?
Yeah,
Grade 7 camp was fun.
It was fun. Group of us, I think there were 7 of us, 7 or 8. And one night a chipmunk broke into our cabin and everybody was terrified and moved to the top bunks and I was left on the bottom. And so everyone's like, oh, so the chipmunk can't get us if we're on the top. So I was like, thanks guys, now I'm left on the bottom for this chipmunk to attack my face.
Did you get eaten while you were sleeping?
I didn't.
Moving on. The forest. And this is the pond. So the pond holds some significance for me that it probably doesn't hold for Kaylin. No. When I was really little, like before school little, my babysitter used to live at the other end of the forest. And we used to walk here all the time, and we used to catch tadpoles and pick up sticks and throw them in the water, and it was good times. In the winter, we would still walk down here, and right there is the spot where one of the other kids who had the same babysitter as me, he was standing right there in his full winter gear, and he was poking the water, because it was frozen, with a stick to see if it was solid enough. And then he went to step out. It was not solid enough because it's a pond, and he went through, and then he blamed me because that's the kind of kid he was. He's like, "She pushed me," and I'm like, no, he's a doofus face and tried to step on the not frozen water. There, we're back home now, yay! So when we were biking back home from our amazing bike tour of nostalgia, I started wondering, what is nostalgia? Like, I know it's a feeling, but what is it really, and what does it mean? What is nostalgia, Kaylin?
The big long explanation you said. I can't remember.
The big long explanation I said off camera. Since I'm a philosophy major, I like to try and think of what things are. Like, I know nostalgia, you say nostalgia, people know what you mean, but what is it really? It's kind of a longing for a simpler time, or a longing for a time in the past. And in a way, it's a longing for a time that never really existed. And nostalgia itself is kind of bittersweet because it's longing for a time that you can't have back. Even when you return to places like your elementary school or your middle school, things have changed.
Like the park.
Like the park, and the swing set, and the basketball nets, and even the pond has changed. We can't have those things back. We can't go back to the past and relive them. And so it's kind of a bittersweet thing, longing for a time that was happier and easier. And in a way, it's a longing for a time that never really existed, because we look on the past and we choose what to remember. We choose to remember meeting an awesome friend, or we choose to remember end of school trips, or the time when horrible teachers were actually good for once. We choose what we remember, and so we don't remember the bad things in between. And so nostalgia is kind of a false memory. Though nostalgia is not necessarily a bad thing. It's fun to reminisce on the past. Agreed?
Agreed.
I is nerd. Bye guys, I'll talk to you again on Wednesday.